Hey there YouTube, my name is Tyler and I am Mr. Game and Beer. Welcome back to Let's Play Pathfinder Kingmaker, where I suppose we're going to look around for some things to help us defend this place. We're going to walk slowly around because me and Lindsay are exhausted. Maybe I'll just get a mirror to check around. I mean, there's some good steel traps. Yeah, let's use those traps to help catch the bandits. Bandit traps. Ooh, a pot. Seems to be tar. Yeah, let's use that to slow down those bandits. Nay! Let's use the horses to slow down the bandits. We'll get the horses to charge. Right off the bat. Oh, crap. Go, Amir, go! Yes, please. Potatoes. I'll collect them all. Can you get up there? Use the laundry to slow down the bandits. Throw the towels over their heads so they can't see. If it works in Scooby-Doo, it'll work for me. What about up here? Is that a little cat? Meow. Something like that. Looks kind of weird. A silver spoon. Put that in my mouth. Rope. Excuse me while I choke to death on some water. Oh, goodness. Okay. Look at that strut. He doesn't look like a tired man. Throw it on a quick save.
I'm tired.
Done with waiting.
I am
Okay,
prepared.
you were the guy who ran away as soon as we came here, yeah? A frail, disheveled old man wearing a stained and tattered robe gives you a gloomy look. I'm Boken, local herbalist. What brings you here? Tell me about yourself, Boken. What's there to tell? I'm an herbalist. Make potions and sell them. Gather herbs, roots, berries. Boken sighs. I live in the forest. Live off the land. Since leaving Rostov for these parts, I ended up a merchant here at Oleg and Svetlana's post. They let me in out of kindness, help me with things. They bring me water or firewood when it's cold, and the occasional barrel of honey. They're good people. Well, we could use your help fighting the bandits. Where's this coming from? You want an old man like me to fight? Here, take this potion. Consider that my help in your fight. Well, you're a coward. Oleg. What can you tell me about that man who ran away from the post and came back? That must have been Boken. He sells potions. He lives out in the forest like a hermit, but he comes here every day. He knows every tree and bush in the area and how they can help you. The Stag Lord's gang wants him to work for them. He lacks the courage to fight those bandits, but he won't just walk away from us. He has a good heart, even if he grumbles a lot, especially recently. Tell me more about yourselves. Oleg shifts uncomfortably. Surely there are more important things to discuss. Well, alright, we're just honest people who came here from Rostov. We fixed up the old fort to house travelers and give merchants a place to trade with the locals. We also deal with the occasional huntsman in the area. What does any of this matter? When those bandits come back, they'll either drain us dry or just kill us. Let's get back to the possible attack. Enough about the bandits. We'll talk later. Oh, it's a little late. Svetlana. Oleg seems to be even gloomier and Svetlana sorrowful. Both of them look at you intently. Never mind.
Ready for anything.
What about the Shiba Inu? Can we use that to distract the bandits? Oh, now we get a diplomacy check to get him to help us.
I tire.
Yeah? You're tired? Really? I didn't know that. The bandits here bother you as much as Svetlana and Oleg. Maybe more. Help us get rid of them for good. So I just have to roll a 6. Good. Awesome. Boken scratches his head, then hums to himself and puffs his chest out. Well, all right. I'll show those troublemakers. They'll learn better than to chase an old man around. Someone might even write up some verses about me. Maybe even heroic ones. Lindsay gives you a worried glance, then turns to Boken. Please be careful. Go ahead and help, but leave the heroics to us, you hear? Okie doke. Excuse me.
And Lindsay was called forth.
Oh no, Lindsay, you're
I'm listening.
slow as crap too.
Well,
What do we got here? The old well has been renovated and cleaned. It even has a new roof. Here. Heavy crossbow, longsword, couple bucklers. Hot dang. Is this everything? I really hope that I get to rest in between. Is there anything out here that I can use? Do we have a journal? Errands. Okay, so this means it's completed. Let's not show completed quests. Protect the trading post. Okie doke. Just want to double check that I'm not missing out on anything.
I tire.
Let's give it a go. Also attack. What they want. Like to see your goods, just in case you die. I want to sell you a couple more things. Probably this. Yes. Yes. Oops. Deal. Me. I think I might go ahead and put on these braces of armor +1. And that'll make my AC 10. Oh, because I'm at -6 from, -6 dex, rather, from 2 strength. Holy heck.
here.
And why don't we check everyone's armor as well? Banded. That'll do for you. You're actually not wearing armor. I think you should go ahead and put on that chainmail. Shellon's embrace. Prevents her from dying. So that's the plot device that keeps her from... Do I wear this? Sure. That keeps her from, since she's telling the story, essentially, keeps her from dying. Save.
Resting would be nice.
Let's wait for the attack. Fear not. I'll stand between you and this scum. You're under my protection. Finally, a fight. Was bored with all that talking. Mary flexes her shoulders. Ugh. Well, these aren't the heroics I was hoping to write about, but I guess even the greatest heroes had to start somewhere. I see you're not easily cowed. I beg you, be careful, and please don't let Oleg do anything too risky. Svalana, go hide inside. We're gonna go meet our guests. Really hoping for a rest. thing.
Victory!
Okie doke. We are rested. Alright. Thank goodness. Ooh, a couple of them got really high initiative. So, Valerie, why don't you go up there and be a tank? Mary, you can fall in right behind. I'm gonna go ahead and... Let's see if I can hypnotize a bunch of them. And you... Why don't you take that bard song down here? Where's this belt? Spells. Why don't you give us some bard song? There, woman. You casting that? Yeah, you are.
Let us strike as one!
Get that guy. Alright. And I'm gonna want
This
you to
should
attack
do
that
it.
guy. Lindsay. Why don't you
Seriously,
attack that guy?
right.
And I'm actually gonna daze him. Daze, is there a certain hit dice? 5 or more hit dice are not affected. And I don't know how many hit dice this guy has. Well, he's dazed. Okay, are you blowing us up there, Boken? Let's get a leopard in there. Oh man, that camera's really wonky today. We'll just get you to keep attacking. Miri. Are you enraged? Or not? Is that something that I have to do? Yeah, looks like it. And you guys are both attacking.
Tear them apart!
Oh,
Do
I think
not
I don't
falter!
control the leopard.
A calculated risk.
Oh. Man. That leopard, though. Seems real good.
Time's not waiting.
A cloak? I'll take it all. An empty tar pot. You're an empty tar pot. Cloak of resistance +1. Oh yeah.
I need to concentrate.
What you want?
Becoming distracted leads to becoming dismembered.
Composite longbow. Very cool. I just need an archer. Start on a quick save. Boken, you live. We sure showed them what's what. Dang straight. Oleg is breathing heavily, but he shakes his fist in the air menacingly. You rats got what you deserved. Now they'll know better than to treat honest people like cattle. And our Boken here taught them a thing or two as well. A thing or two. You can convince the old alchemist Boken to help you in your struggle against the battles. Bandits, not battles. Now, my lord, head on up to the guest rooms on the 2nd floor. You deserve some rest after such a battle. I need to clean things up. This is for your efforts. Now, don't offend me by trying to turn it down. Just take it. An honest fight deserves an honest reward. If that were more common practice in this world, I think life would be so much better. $100. I guess that's okay. We'll talk tomorrow. Yes, we will. Well, that was a handy defeat. I think we took like
Here I am.
a couple damage, 2 damage, and 2 damage. Yeah, wow. Oh, what do we got in here? Some food, some taters,
All according to plan.
Svetlana. I'm glad it's all over, even if there was a fight. We'll talk tomorrow once I've finished working. I mean, you could service me, not in that way, but like, you know, I could buy some stuff.
It's just not my lucky day.
Nobody can open that?
Anything is possible.
Trickery check failed.
And so they walked on.
And you can't try again until next freaking level. Gosh dang it. Oh, little red panda. Red panda's emotional support provides +1 morale bonus to saving throws. An unidentified belt. Potion of vanish. Invisibility. Blessed Signet. Signet grants his wearer the ability to cast Bless spell as a first level cleric 3 times a day. That's pretty neat. Cool. I think the red panda and some of the other things are like pre-order or backer or whatever rewards. All right, homie. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this on. Oh, it's a belt item. Charges 1. Is it just permanent? Yeah, I guess so. Don't be fooled by this creature's appearance. Ember is a true monster, capable of one day destroying the world. Until that day comes, she pretends to be just an ordinary, cute red panda. Neat. This belt grants its wearer a +2 enhancement bonus to Constitution and a +2 resistance bonus on saving throws against diseases, fatigue, and exhaustion. So that's good for either one of our frontliners, I would say. That's pretty good on you. Yeah, let's do that. Blessed Signet. May as well give that to you so you can buff us a little bit more. Is that all we got? Yeah, I think so. And the Scroll of Ray of Enfeeblement. Can't stack those, eh? Let's take that off and put that on.
I know what to do.
Let's go ahead and use this. Where are you going? I like this cat. I want the cat. So is that
Focus
+1
on the goal.
to everybody on saves? Doesn't look like it. No. I got some pretty balanced saves though. Sweet. I guess we rest now. Let's do it. You wake up from a nasty dream that tortured you almost all night long. In it, you saw a wall of unnaturally thick fog that surrounded you, slowly moving closer and closer. A quick look out of the window, and you find out that the fog was not a figment of your imagination, not a dream. And then,
hear me. Please hear me.
Guardian of
Can
the
you hear
Blue.
me? Please.
The half-transparent outline of a beautiful nymph appears before you. That's not very beautiful. Even in this ghostly form, it's clear that she's exhausted. Her shoulders are slouched, and her large blue eyes burn within her pale face. Her green face, you mean? Her voice is barely more than a whisper as she reaches towards you. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph. I'm glad my adventure begins with such a beautiful sight.
Beauty is so tender. It can so easily be crushed under the blows of cruel fate. But you can save it from being undone.
Who are you?
Who am I? Just a tear shed by the land itself. The bitter sigh of nature. I am a nymph, the guardian of this area. A defeated guardian. Call me the guardian of the bloom, if you wish.
What do you want from me?
Aid, salvation. We have a common enemy, and long have I searched for someone who can defeat him. The one you call the Stag Lord. As a storm strikes ruthlessly with gusts and lightning, the Stag Lord wreaks havoc with the swords of his servants. And not just in the world of people. The land also suffers from the evil he brings. My forests and my flowers suffocate in this fog. Soon, even I will vanish, as the last ray of light fades at dusk.
So the Stag Lord is responsible for the fog?
Yes. It hides his fortress as well as his dark deeds. But while responsible, he did not create this affliction. It is the work of a powerful druid who has betrayed even himself. I know not why the powers did not leave this renegade, but even I was unable to defeat him.
Okay. Well, how can I help?
This fog, it enshrouds, entangles, suffocates. If only I could learn how it was created. But my powers wane. I have barely the strength to call out to you. All I know for certain is that somewhere in this forest lies an old house, and it echoes with the remnants of a strange power. The Stag Lord and his druid were there. The fog hides this place from me, but I can point you to the bandits' camp near the Thornford. Make them tell you where this place is. Go there and listen to the echo, catch the whispers, search for anything that can tell you how the fog was created. Once the fog clears, nature will breathe again, and you will be able to easily find your way to the fortress of our mutual enemy.
Okay.
I don't believe in fate, stranger, but our meeting seems more than a coincidence.
The nymph's whisper fades as she disappears. Thornford, bandit camp. Safe location. There are no threats in this location. It is a sort of headquarters where you can prepare your party for a new expedition. In such locations, companions don't follow you around and will go about their own business. You can speak with them freely to get to know them better. Once you exit this location and return to the global map, you'll be able to choose the companions you wish to take with you, leaving the others here. Whenever you meet a new companion but don't want to include them in your party right away, that companion will travel to this location on their own. Okie doke. I wish I could pick locks. Lindsay. A halfling girl with tousled hair wearing a dusty traveler's outfit sits chewing the tip of her quill. Just a moment, how should I put this? Oh, I know. She scribbles something quickly in a notebook scrawled with verse, raises her eyes and gives you a bright smile. Oh, hi. Oh, hi, Mark. You come from Pitax, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Pitax, even though they kicked me out, a joyful place. Why did they kick you out? What is life in Pitax like? Actually, Pitax has always been one huge nest of thieves. Bandits, river pirates, smugglers, fences, card sharps. It's always been home. Oh, 1 second here. It's always been home for the likes of them, but that was before Iravetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. Iravetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown. Though that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified through the centuries as a great patron of the arts, so he built the Academy of Grand Arts and spent lots of gold to assemble the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. If Pitax was once just a booze barn for thieves, now it's a cabaret. Okay. Well, tell me about King Iravetti. He won his crown in a game of cards, which says as much about Pitax as it does about him. He's fiendishly clever. Some cheats I know told me that from the moment he appeared, he started to pulling off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads. Huh. With him in charge, gold flooded into Pitax, and also, he's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Iravetti's style. Oh no, he aims higher. Dressing up like a male Calistria with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy with dancing on the rooftops, parades, public executions, and a contest for the best ode to the great unrivaled king. That's more like it. He also likes singing. Ugh, and he orders his guards to make the citizens gather for his shows. May Shellen have mercy on his listeners. Okay, tell me about the academy. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful to Iravetti for building it, but he has no taste, at all, whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and most importantly, glorifying His Royal Highness. He kicked out the best charcoal artist because he didn't wish to spend money on gray scribbles. He sacked a masterful flute player from Tianxia for playing too quietly, and instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel me, and for what? An innocent limerick. Why can't I ask about that? Would you like to go back to the academy and finish your studies? I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 of the professors who teach there now and returned all the ones they banished. If you ask me, I'm proud to have been expelled. If my art was to Iravetti's liking, then I would have reason to be ashamed. As long as mediocre lickspittles sit at the academy and those with real talent beg on the streets of Pitax, I will not cross the threshold of that place. Pitax's Academy of Grand Arts still manages to attract some students seeking greater specialization. Oh, wow. Tell me about yourself. This is a lot. Where are you from? I'm from all over. I was actually born in Galt, in such a tiny village that it's not even on the maps. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, and using books only as kindling. Galt is a nation of freethinkers and radicals renowned for brilliant poets, artists, and philosophers whose ideas shaped the politics of the whole of Avestan. Galt was once a vassal nation of Cheliax. After the death of Erodin and the rise of House Thrune in Cheliax, the people of Galt decided to throw off their foreign rulers, along with their own nobles who had colluded with them. The executions did not end the bloodshed, and within 5 years, the severed heads of the ministers of the first government rolled down the steps of the guillotine. In the 40 years since, over a dozen governments have ruled Galt, rising and falling like the waves of a stormy sea. Who was your teacher? He's a true saint. He was once an important person in the capital, at the Church of Shellen, but he got in trouble with the authorities and went on a self-imposed exile, to the tiniest, most god-forsaken, priestless village he could find, the one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all you like, but no putting any ideas into our children's heads. It'll only distract them from their work. But he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, how to write, and he gave me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Arknights of Avestan, and when I told him I was going on a journey, he gave a magic ring. He gave a magic ring so that Shellen would protect me from harm. There's a lot of little grammatical errors. Unless maybe that's just how she talks, I don't know. I haven't seen him since I ran away from home. I hope he's alright. I ask Shellen every day to grant him a long life and new students. Arknights of Avestan, who are they? Oh, you haven't heard of them? How can you be a hero without knowing one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should just read about them yourself, every single chapter. Their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. And now look at me. Here I am on a heroic quest. How'd you become a bard? When I realized there was nothing for me at home besides more radish patches, I decided to run away. A traveling book peddler, Tessie the Quill, happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Together we traveled everywhere, to Ravoy and Taldor and even Ustalav. The immortal Principality of Ustalav is a fog-shrouded nation of countless horrors and a once proud realm that suffered under the clawed hands of the Whispering Tyrant for centuries. Neat. And then I found out about the Academy of Grand Arts in Pitax, and I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I can surely learn to write about them too. I enrolled on my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. Then they expelled me, but that's okay. They'd already taught me all the important stuff, and now with Shellen's help I can manage on my own. Do you worship Shellen? Yes, not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal Rose, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. Why are your clothes so messy? Clean yourself up. Lindsay waves her hand carelessly. Forget it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they aren't going to ask whether the author had holes in her sleeves. Oh my goodness. Leave and do not return. I don't want to see you ever again. Tell me about that book you're writing. What's there to tell? You've seen some of the rough drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I am writing the whole truth just as it happened. Well, the whole artistic truth. You know, no glory, no story. So what kind of character am I? Truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books, they're all protectors of the weak and poor, but what about in real life? But you eased all my fears with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true hero, just like in the legends. My new fear is that in 100 years, my readers will say that people like you never existed, but I'm writing the truth. Sometimes you follow the rules, and sometimes you make up your own. Your actions are hard to predict. It's what makes you so interesting to read about. Okay. Tell me about Tessie the Quill. What's there to say? The books woke my urge to travel, but it was only thanks to Tessie that I managed to really get out of my village. At first, Tessie tried in vain to get rid of me, but later, when I told her I was staying in Pitak, she even shed a tear. I wonder where she is now. Tell me about that ring on your finger. This. Lindsay holds her arm for you to get a clear view of the ring. It was a gift to me from my first teacher. It's magical, imbued by the powers of Shellen, no less. When I get myself in trouble, it transports me to a safe spot. So please don't be angry with me if I suddenly disappear from a fight. I'll wait for you here, promise. Okay, I have to go. Just don't leave without me. Of course, I could just write whatever you tell me, but if I wanted to stay cooped up in a dusty room, I'd still be sleeping through lectures at the academy. Honorial 8 Eyes. Who the crap are you? The elf looks straight at you, through the tangled hair falling over her face. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Seeking your fortune in the Stolen Lands? You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice. Keep your eyes open and watch your back. Sometimes the ones that call themselves your friends are more dangerous than your enemies. Judging by the elf's voice, it's obvious that she started the day with a jug of wine. Who are you? The elf grunts. Honorial 8 Eyes. Once upon a time, I was famous throughout Absalom. Honorial 8 Eyes of the Reckless 6. Well, glory passes quickly. A few miserable decades later, and no one recognizes you on the street anymore. What a shame. What are you doing here? I sit here waiting for adventurers who are in need of help. We may be sitting here in a backwoods tavern, but in Absalom I have a lot of friends who are eager to make a few coins. They have brave hearts but shallow pockets. A little gold would be a welcome change for them. I can send them a message and they will come from Absalom through a portal. If you're interested, just give me a sign and we'll arrange everything right away. I can get new party members? I need loyal and experienced fighters. 2,000 bucks? Let me think about it. Why are your called 8 Eyes? Durr. Once, long ago, I could spot an enemy and pin him to the wall before he could even think of attacking. Some said I had 8 eyes and looked all around at once, though it seems I've outlived my nickname. Honorial stretches her arm forward. Her palm trembles noticeably. I've been drinking so much lately, it's best I don't test my skills too often. Okay. Where were you when the trading post was attacked? I was hunting. Got a little lost in the mist, which is the first time that's happened to me. I guess I should go easier on the drink, but don't you imagine I'd be scared of a good fight. If only I'd known I was missing all the action. But I see you've got everything under control. Would you like to join me? No. I've got enough things to do already. You'd better manage on your own. A famous Pathfinder here in the middle of nowhere. Why? You want to know how one could exchange the life of a Pathfinder for this sorry drunken rat hole? The light in Honoriel's eyes goes out as if someone had blown out a candle. You lose all your friends because of one scumbag, and then you'll understand. I was the only one to return from the final campaign of the Reckless Six, and whatever is left of me can't be called a seeker anymore. Honoriel remains silent for a long time, as if wondering if she wishes to poke the old wound. Here's the story. Our leader, Vermelt, was the best of us. Wise, brave, friends with everyone. One of those friends, Edivian Adresant, sent him a disturbing letter. He'd stumbled upon mention of some ancient books on the art of necromancy. Secrets like those are best left hidden forever. Trust me, I've seen what that kind of magic can do. The elf bites her lip. To make a long story short, these volumes were supposedly hidden in the catacombs of Gallowspire. We decided that the books should be retrieved and kept safe by the Society. We gathered in a tavern, discussed the expedition, then proceeded to Ustalav, the Society. The Pathfinder Society is a globe-spanning organization based out of Absalom. The membership consists primarily of Pathfinders, adventurers who travel throughout Galarian, usually inconspicuously, and explore, delve, and otherwise experience the lesser-seen parts of the world. They send journals documenting their travels back to their venture captains, who also assigns them new missions and suggests new places to explore. Gee whiz. The most exciting and illuminating of these journals are compiled in the Pathfinder Chronicles, an ongoing series of books that collect the history and mystery of Galarian for its membership in the general public. It was a normal mission, a quick and quiet recovery. Honoriel smiles bitterly. But everything turned out to be much more complicated. We barely made it through the Witchgate Forest, all those terrible living trees, undead druids, and their arches of bone. It was a miracle we managed to make it out alive. We'd chosen Wren Church to stop at. It was marked on Vermelt's map as a safe enough haven to hole up in and lick our wounds. How I wish that had been true. Vermelt was the first to perish. He was attacked by one of the monsters hiding in the stables. It tossed him about like a feather and threw him down an ancient well. His shout echoed for a long time, and I didn't hear the sound of him landing. And then Honoriel pauses and turns away, hiding her eyes. Enough. I shouldn't have gotten into this. Who am I to stir up others' feelings with all my chatter? We'd better forget about it for now. Maybe I'll tell you more some other time, but not today. Okay, tell me about the Pathfinder Society. What exactly are you interested in? Who does the Society support? You mean, who does it serve? No one in particular. Pathfinders try not to get involved in the quarrels of others. They serve only the spirit of adventure, and sometimes they happen to save the world. However, that doesn't mean there are no black sheep among the Seekers. Okay. The Society is an interesting community. There is much to tell about it. Regarding your story... What happened in Wren Church? The elf shakes her head. I have no wish to fill your sleep with nightmares. When you prove that you can stand firm in battle, that you can achieve victory without losing yourself along the way, then I will tell you of the horrors that waited us in Wren Church. Okay. Goodbye.
In due time.
In due time. Svetlana. Good day. I hope you're feeling all right after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. Yes. Svetlana lowers her head. This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no. But the first time the Stag Lord's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket, really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. Svetlana interrupts herself, shaking her head gently. If you happen to find my ring among the bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. Svetlana drops her eyes, lowering her voice. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help. I'm so grateful for your help. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I supported him in it. We didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Restov, everyone respects the Sword Lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamandi could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. It could maybe even work in some places here, but not with the Stag Lord's men. Oh, tell me about the Stag Lord. He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom, a kingdom of fear and oppression. Be a kingdom of lawlessness. This is a little goody-goody, but I like adventures, but I definitely prefer the ones that involve stopping villains and helping people. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me, but please be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. Well, hokey doke.
That is not far.
Hello, Ember. Miri, what are you doing? We're gonna talk? Miri utters a weary sigh. Alright, spill it. I'm listening. That's a formidable sword, but it's not just a simple weapon, is it? You bet it's not simple. Check out how big it is. She proudly raises the blade, and you notice that even though Miri is extremely strong, she still has difficulty wielding such a large sword. She's not that strong. This sword belonged to a real blasted frost giant. I killed the beast and took this looker for myself. Fits me perfect. My damn trophy. Miri's eyes flash with menace as if she's challenging some invisible enemy to try taking it away from her trophy. Taking away her trophy, sorry. Tell me about yourself. This simple question seems to puzzle Amiri. She scratches her head, then starts counting on her fingers. First, I'm a barbarian. I'm strong. I grew up in the realm of the Mammoth Lords. A realm of megafauna inhabited by humans almost as savage as the prehistoric beasts surrounding them. The realm of Mammoth Lords is a land in Avistan's far north that is home to myriad nomadic tribes of Kelid barbarians. I left my tribe, the Six Bears. Miri looks thoughtfully at her 4 bent fingers and shrugs. And I like fights. She concludes, bending her thumb. Why'd you leave your tribe? Miri flushes. Because they were assholes, all of them. Men were cowards and scoundrels, and women were scared like sheep. And Miri rolls her bloodshot eyes in fury. Men there think no girl can be a fighter because they are weak. They are afraid a woman can beat them. Females just nod, go sew hides, cook meat, watch kids. That's what they always say. But I'm a warrior, damn it. I won't cook hides and watch meat. Miria is already shouting, her fists clenched tightly. I told them so. I went hunting with men, and what did I get? Still the same. You are woman, you stay home. Even gave me a nickname, the Soft Chieftain. Like a warrior woman was a funny joke. Damn, I even went to hunt those shit-faced frost giants, and there. Miri suddenly stops, breathing heavily, sweat beading on her forehead. After a moment, Miri waves her hand awkwardly and forces herself to grin. So I left. Cowards, scoundrels, and sissies they were, that's why. What does the realm of the Mammoth Lords look like? Huge and freezing, no place for weaklings. Amiri narrows her eyes as if evaluating your ability to survive her homeland. I probably couldn't, honestly. Tribes hunt aurochs herds to survive. Aurochs are fast, so tribe follows herd for days, just to not die of hunger. If you are weak, you stay behind and die in the snow. Tribe cannot stop. Also, there are giants and mammoths. Sometimes demons come too. And the mastodons. And the saber-toothed tigers. Amiri grins. You would survive, I think. For a few days. Ha! What's it like to be a barbarian in the Six Bears tribe? Ah, our people are big and strong. We can cut a monster in half with one swing. We can walk 3 days and nights with no rest. We can eat a whole fried oryx. Okay. So why did you leave your tribe, and what's the story about the frost giants? I told you already, they were assholes. They treat women like sheep, not fighters. As for giants, I'll tell you later, someday, maybe. Okay. Thanks for talking. Talking. When will we do some monster killing instead? Amiri sighs and turns away. Hello, dog. Will you join my party? Somebody up here doing the washing? What is this? Oh, a chicken. Oh, it's a chicken. Valerie! Hello, mon frere. Greetings, Valerie sighs. Everything is well, I hope? I'm ready for new orders. Tell me about yourself. What exactly would you like to know? I was born to a noble family, though I didn't remain long on the family estate. My father sent me to the Order of the Eternal Rose, but I left once I realized that it didn't match my principles. Why were you sent to the Paladin Order of the Eternal Rose? As you can imagine, from my first days I was surrounded by crowds of servants and nannies who never stopped praising my heavenly beauty. The Paladins of Shellen, who used to visit our house, echoed these praises. In the end, general consensus overwhelmed my father's better judgment. When I turned 6, I was brought to the Church of Shellen and told that this would be my new home. Don't pity me, though, I beg of you. Many who hear this story immediately assume that my parents were cruel and had no love for their child. Valerie's eyes become stern. My parents had respect for me. They taught me something that has supported me all my life, a sense of self-esteem. Besides, they didn't abandon me. Once every 6 months they would come and visit me at the Order of the Eternal Rose. We had some tea and then had an hour to walk around the garden. Then they would take their leave, as etiquette demanded. What did they teach you in the Order? A variety of things. Some of them appealed to me, others I simply couldn't accept. I enjoyed the physical activities and swordsmanship, but the arts, calligraphy, painting, poetry, and so many other ways to waste one's time. Valerie sighs. I guess that deep in my heart I always knew I'd never be a true paladin of Shellen. Wielding a sword always felt more natural to me than handling a paintbrush. Is that why you left? Well, because of my heavenly beauty. Valerie winces in contempt. According to Shellen's laws, all art is sacred, whatever form it takes. Severe punishment awaits those who dare harm a painting, sculpture, or poem, no matter how worthless the drivel might be. My looks always attracted unwanted attention from the pilgrims and acolytes at the temple. I received my first poem dedicated to me when I was 9. The author was some wealthy geezer. Valerie's lips thin in contempt. And that was only the beginning. Sculptures, pictures, poems, I was drowning in them. My admirers mobbed me, and I had to respectfully accept all their garbage. The clerics of the temple were magnanimous, for my suitors made generous offerings to the church, but one time I just snapped. Barely suppressed anger glitters across Valerie's eyes. Some wealthy idiot has dedicated an extremely untalented poem to me, and he had the nerve to read it right to my face, holding my sleeve. The hour was late, and I was on my way to get some rest after a boring lesson on rhymes. I lost control and tore the poem apart right in front of him. Valerie raises her head proudly. The paladins wanted to impose some punishment upon me. I don't remember which one exactly. They wanted me to repent. Instead, I just gathered my things and left. And what'd you do after that? I set off for Restov. Valerie shrugs. I wanted to get as far away as possible from Shellen and the destiny everyone seemed so ready to force upon me. Besides, the School of Swordsmanship in Restov has quite a decent reputation. Honestly, I was hoping for an opportunity to learn more from the famous Aldori swordmasters. Eventually, it became clear that their technique wasn't a good fit for me. They teach to avoid impact, whereas I prefer to raise my shield. But my abilities and skills, which I'd learned at the Order of the Eternal Rose, were enough to make the Sword Lords take an interest in me. They offered me a chance to join the mercenaries who served the Sword Lords, and I accepted. Okie doke. So you're an atheist? Right. I need no guidance from above. I have my own good conscience and my leader's orders to live by. You know, you don't have to follow etiquette and maintain good manners while speaking with me if you don't want to. I'm aware of that, Valerie sighs, but I'm sure you understand that I am what I am. That's how I was brought up, first by my parents and then by my mentors in the Order. Besides, I was born to a noble family. Valerie raises her chin proudly, so I rather enjoy the idea that my manner of speech differs a bit from the common language of the peasantry. You just can't imagine how many social climbers have bowed politely the moment I open my mouth. Why are you so eager to follow my orders? What do you mean, why? Valerie looks at you in bewilderment, not bewilderment. Jeez. I follow your orders. I've joined your campaign because I have faith in you. I believe your intentions to be noble, though things may not always turn out as you planned. You are my commander. Your orders are law. It's my duty to follow them. Valerie hesitates for a moment. Well, so long as you don't order me to do something that's absolutely dishonorable. But that would never happen, I hope. Okie doke. Peace. As you wish. Valerie nods with dignity.
As it should be.
As it should be. You're right. You're right, Beatrice. Oh, it's a little chick. Oleg. Greetings. Oleg seems to be in a good mood and greets you warmly. You certainly ruffled those villains' feathers. Well, anyway, new day, new troubles. Have you seen the fog? Never seen anything like it before. The road to Rostov looks like someone spilled milk and it just hung in the air. I couldn't see anything through that soup, not even with a torch. Feels like witchcraft to me. I'd bet the Stag Lord's involved somehow. Rumors say he deals with all kinds of bad magic. Show me your wares, Oleg. Nothing's too good for such a good person. Aw, that's me. Oh, I should probably just get rid of these books. Or I'll just hold on to them forever. Sell all this garbage. Composite longbow. Oh, look at all these composite longbows. Oh, so much money. Maybe I'll keep one just in case. Pearl's not worth very much. A pearl to you, traveler. And this. Deal. Oh, and if it's just me, I'm still overloaded. What do you have for me? What do you have that I might want? Neat. Okay. There's no whips in this game, eh? Oh, there are kukris, though. Gee whiz. Gonna have to build a rogue sometime soon. Rogues to 2 of these. High crit chance. Man, forget about it. Forget about it. Let's... what am I gonna use? There's no slings, eh? Oh, you know what I could buy? Some full plate for what's-her-face. It's the same max dex. 2 extra armor. Same check penalty. I think I should do it. Yeah, I do. I think I should do it. I wonder if that's worth doing. Or if I'm just gonna find it right away. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of money. I'm not gonna do it. I am not going to do it. Oleg, talk to me some more. So this has been a very conversation-heavy episode. That's for freaking sure. I need to take care of the Stag Lord. Do you know of anything that could help me find him? It's quite a task you've set yourself on. Stag Lord has a fortress somewhere in the area, but only a few chosen from the most trusted of his rabble are ever invited. The location of the fortress is a heavily guarded secret, and with this fog hanging around, I'd imagine it would be even harder to find. I suppose you could try to follow the trail of those bandits who attacked the post before. They came from the southwest, from the side of the Thorn River. The fortress might be there, or at least some large camp of theirs where you can find information. Well, that's what the nymph told us. The Thorn River meanders through the northern parts of the Gnarl Marches. Slow, fetid, and teeming with life, the muddy waters flow sluggishly through flooded lands and dense thickets. The locals dare not drink from the Thorn River, and not just because of the filth or the stench. Ravenous beasts lurk in the murky depths, lying in wait, and ready at any time to pull their prey from solid ground down to the bottom of the river. What else can you tell me about the Stag Lord? Not much. Not like I've sat down and shared a cup of wine with the man, you know? But I think he arrived in the Stolen Lands less than a year ago, from what I've heard. But soon as he got here, he took over everything. I wrote to Restov, tried to warn them that the Stag Lord wasn't some typical gang leader, but they didn't listen. The rumors about him are horrible. He'll kill a person if they so much as disagree with him. He never reveals his face. Those who've seen him up close report the same thing. Ugly scars cover every inch of his skin, not covered by his clothes. The Stag Lord's past is a mystery. He just arrived one day. He was immediately a power to be reckoned with. I guess the most surprising thing about him is that he has as many followers who admire him as he has minions who obey him out of fear. He's got some inner strength in him, or maybe an inner madness. There are many who seem to follow him because of that madness, like it was some kind of virtue. Okie doke. Boken. Boken puts his hands on his hips. Ha! Old Boken still knows a few tricks to impress these blood-sucking dummies. Enough hiding in the damn bushes, I say. What do you have? It's got some wands. Some mushrooms and some honey. Potions. You've got quite a few potions. Yeah. Yeah, we're fine on potions. Can I help you in any way? Boken glances at you, suddenly interested. Well, since you're asking, there's a cave nearby. I used to pick berries in there, but the place has been overrun by spiders. Ugh. The berries are red, look a lot like raspberries. Fangberries, I call them. I'd be real grateful if you gathered a basket of them and brought them back. Just be quick if you do. They spoil quickly. Those spiders in the cave are extremely mean. I'll give you some alchemist fires. Crafted them myself. Burn those spiders. Teach them how to claim my Fangberry cave. Teach them how to... What? I also need a bucket of moon radishes. That's not a real thing. You're just pulling my leg now, Boken. They're a rare and mysterious plant. I don't know where to find them, but I know that kobolds gather them and value them highly. It's not a huge deal, really. I'd do it myself if I were younger, but if you're willing, I'll pay you. 3 potions for the berries and a purse full of coins for the radishes. Why do you need these things? You want to know, huh? Well, I'll gladly tell you after you bring me some. Alright, I'll try to help. Boken glances at you hopefully. Just watch out, alright? Don't end up somebody's lunch. I should go.
In due time.
So I guess that's everybody we've talked to. Then we can finally get back on with adventuring. Well, this is probably a good place to cut this episode here. Thank you guys so much for sitting through all this dialogue. I'll try and put a little annotation at the beginning, just letting you guys know to skip it if you don't want to learn about the characters. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.